In Demon Slayer, we've got some super cute ships. No, we're not talking about literal ships, we're talking about some of the best romantic couples ever. Although, some ships are just weird. Like, come on! Anyway, we'll be giving each romantic ship a percentage of how likely they were to happen, starting with the ones who had the least chance of ending up together, and working our way up to the ones who are literally married. So let's get right into it with the first ship, Doma and Shinobu, who had an absolute 0% chance of happening. Look, I know this is actually a pretty popular ship since Doma has a lot of fans and people just love these two. But yeah, sorry, this ship is just twisted. I mean, sure, Doma started to admire Shinobu during their fight for her insane speed, skill, and poison techniques. He even called her cute and said that even though he doesn't have a heart anymore, he feels like it's beating when he looks at her, which I gotta admit is really cute. Still though, Shinobu absolutely hated him, as he was the demon who killed her sister. Plus, she was disgusted by his calm, cheerful attitude, saying he literally made her feel sick. So yeah, these guys have to be at 0%. But moving on, we've got Tengen and Aoi at 0%. Now, this one is pretty straightforward since Tengen tried to kidnap her, assaulted her, and even almost traumatized her by trying to force her to go undercover in the entertainment district. So yeah, safe to say she doesn't like Tengen at all. Like, not even Shinobu likes Tengen anymore after what he did. Though, Tengen really doesn't care about Aoi either. So let's just move on to another ship at 0%, and that's Zenitsu and this woman. Yeah, we don't even know her name, so we're just gonna call her Woman. And even though Zenitsu wanted to marry her, she absolutely hates him. Like, Zenitsu was literally begging her to marry him, crying, clinging onto her, and screaming about how he could die any day as a demon slayer, so she just has to marry him. But of course, she did not want that. I mean, he was totally harassing her, being super annoying, and a total creep. Plus, she already had a fiancé, but Zenitsu told her that she loved him. So yeah, no surprise that she absolutely hates him, and this ship ends up at 0%. But a ship that's actually higher than 0% is Muzan and Daki, who's at 5%. And that's because Daki is obsessed with Muzan. Like, she becomes all shy and submissive when talking to him, totally hypnotized by his presence. So, although she would absolutely want to be with him, Muzan only cares about himself. Plus, Muzan never even respected or liked her. He only used her by sweet-talking and manipulating her into killing demon slayers for him. The truth is, he actually only saw Gyutaro as the real upper six, and Daki was basically just there so he could control him. And when they lost to Tengen and the gang, Muzan straight up blamed Daki for holding her brother back. All this said, if Daki had somehow brought him the blue spider lily, Muzan maybe would have started to like her. Anyway, let's talk about Inosuke and Nezuko at 10%. And this is actually a super cute ship, as they see each other as family and would do anything to protect each other. And after Nezuko started talking again and could walk in the sun, they formed a really strong bond and spent a lot of time together. Inosuke even trained her to say his name all the time. So yeah, they're super close and care a lot about each other. But yeah, it's definitely more sibling energy than any romance. So we gotta move on to Kokushibo and Nakime at 15%. These two are basically the only sane upper-ranked demons compared to the other crazies, and we know for a fact that they both respect each other. Like, Kokushibo genuinely likes when Nakime is playing her biwa, as he thinks it's soothing, and Nakime, she admires his insane strength and appreciates that he likes her music. So honestly, I can totally see them just chilling together with Nakime playing her biwa and Kokushibo just vibing. So they just have to be at 15%. Next up, at 20%, we've got Yushiro and Tamayo. And to talk about this ship, we gotta go all the way back to when Yushiro was on the verge of dying from an illness, until Tamayo saved him by turning him into a demon. And from that point on, Yushiro became her super loyal assistant, and yeah, he fell completely in love with her. He's also super protective, like he straight up raged at Tanjiro for standing too close to her, and he completely lost it when Nezuko hugged her. And Tamayo, she deeply cared about Yushiro as well, although not in a romantic way because she still carried the pain of losing her husband and kids, so she saw Yushiro more like family. Still, that didn't change how much Yushiro loved her. And when Tamayo died at the hands of Muzan, Yushiro was devastated. Like, he almost took his own life. But instead, he lived on, spending his life painting portraits of her to make sure she's never forgotten. Oh, and before she died, Yushiro told her that they'd marry in their next life, and she actually smiled and nodded. So this ship is absolutely one of the best. Now, we've got our first Tanjiro ship, and it's with Mitsuri at 45%. Yeah, these two are just so cute together, right? I mean, Mitsuri absolutely adores him. She thinks he's such a kind and pure person, which is something she really values in a person. She even invited him to have a little pancake date. And let's not forget that Mitsuri is looking for a husband and someone stronger than her. So she definitely sees potential in Tanjiro as husband material. So is Tanjiro the one? Well, Tanjiro clearly likes Mitsuri a lot as well, and he thinks she's kind, strong, and, well, super cute. Yeah, we see him blushing and even getting a nosebleed around her, so he's definitely got a crush on her. Still, they are way more friends than anything romantic. So another Mitsuri ship we gotta talk about is Mitsuri with Rengoku at 50%. Now, Rengoku wasn't just some random Hashira to Mitsuri, he was actually her former mentor, and they were super close. Mitsuri even said that Rengoku was like a super cool big brother, and she had so much fun training with him. So she's got so much respect and gratitude to him for his guidance and kindness, and they would often hang out together and go eat as they both just love food. So Rengoku liked her a lot, and they were basically best friends, which does however mean it was never anything romantic. So this ship can't be higher than 50%. But a ship that's way higher at 85% is Giyu and Shinobu. Yeah, even though Shinobu almost ended him, these two actually care a lot about each other. Sure, they can absolutely get on each other's nerves as Giyu is, well, Giyu, and Shinobu's constantly teasing him. But Shinobu understands him better than anyone. And honestly, she's probably the closest thing he's ever had to a real friend. Well, until Tanjiro came along. So when Shinobu's death was announced, the pain on Giyu's face said it all. You could see how much she meant to him. And even before that, Shinobu always had his back. Like when the other Hashira were criticizing him and even wanted him removed as the water Hashira, she stepped in and defended him. So she'd tease him, sure, but it was her way of getting him to open up. And hey, she even made him smile once. Crazy, right? Plus, Gyomei even said that Giyu and Shinobu like talking to each other. And if Gyomei says it, you know it's true. And another ship that Gyomei's been snooping on is Sanemi and Kanai. And these two are at 90%. Yeah, Gyomei straight up said Sanemi liked Kanai. And it's true. But let's go back to the beginning, and they first met during a Hashira meeting after Sanemi had become the Wind Hashira, while Kanai already was the Flower Hashira. And during this meeting, Sanemi was furious, like he was literally screaming at Kaguya about how so many demon slayers are dying for nothing, including his best friend Masachika. Yeah, the other Hashira were pissed at him, but Kanai, she felt bad for him, worried about him, and even tried to calm him down. So yeah, these two are complete opposites. Sanemi's all fire and rage, while Kanai is literally this gentle angel. So they are just perfect for each other, right? Anyway, when Sanemi then later shows up at the Butterfly Mansion all beat up, Kanai scolds him for fighting while injured, then takes care of him so gently that he's completely caught off guard. He even notices how her hands remind him of his mother's, soft, warm, and kind. And when she calls him kind, he literally freezes. So yep, he definitely fell for her right then. Like when he's around Shinobu and she talks about her sister, he blushes like crazy. So even though we don't know for a fact how much Kanai liked him, come on, she totally liked him back. Now we finally reach the first couple ship at 100% that absolutely would have ended up together, and that's Obanai and Mitsuri. Yeah, this is everyone's favorite ship. They are just so cute together. Like Obanai, he fell deeply in love with Mitsuri the first time he ever saw her. Literally love at first sight. And since then, he's been super protective of her. And he doesn't like it when other people call her dumb. He even gets her little gifts, like those green socks that she wears with her uniform. But yeah, he also gets super jealous whenever he sees Mitsuri laughing and smiling around other guys like Tanjiro, which is why Obanai hates him. And Mitsuri, she's always gushing over how cool and strong Obanai is, which makes her really attracted to him. Plus, she loves how kind he is to her. But here's the thing, both of them are too afraid to confess their feelings for each other. Well, until Mitsuri finally confessed that she loves him, which literally made Obanai the happiest guy in the world. But now I gotta pause the video because we're getting into some real spoilers, guys. But yeah, I know you want to keep watching, but don't say I didn't warn you. So after Mitsuri confessed to him, she also asked him to take her as his wife. And even though Obanai didn't think he deserved to be with her, he agrees to be her husband and promises to protect her and make her happy no matter what. Yeah, these two are just perfect for each other. Another couple at 100% is Tanjiro and Kanao. And even though these two barely talked at first, as Kanao was this quiet and distant girl, That completely changed after spending a lot of time together at the Butterfly Mansion. Like Tanjiro worked super hard to catch up to her insane skill, plus he was so nice to her. Like instead of splashing her with that nasty tea during training, he gently set the cup on her head. From that moment, her feelings for him just kept growing. And then came their cute little talk where he told her to open her heart and follow it, as she's got a will of her own and that meant so much to her. Like, just look at her. And don't forget how she cried when Tanjiro finally woke up after almost dying. She even yelled at the other girls to keep it down so he could rest. So yeah, Kanao likes Tanjiro so much. She's grateful for everything he's done for her, and she truly respects his bravery, kindness, and strength. And Tanjiro, he also likes Kanao a lot, especially for how kind she is. So after the big battle at the Infinity Castle and everything they've gone through together, Tanjiro and Kanao started to hang out all the time, and eventually they got married and started a family. Next up, Inosuke and Aoi, who's also at 100%. Yeah, crazy, right? Because at first she thought Inosuke was just this loud, reckless idiot who always caused her trouble. So she scolded him all the time because honestly, Inosuke was just a total pain. But over time, she saw that he wasn't just some wild idiot. He's strong, determined, and surprisingly kind in his own weird way. Then, after the entertainment district fights, when Inosuke was in terrible condition, she was literally crying, which obviously meant she cares a lot about him. Like, even though it doesn't always look that way, she respects him so much for being kind, brave, and this really strong guy. And Inosuke, he really likes Aoi as well. Yeah, after she took care of him and gave him food, Inosuke started to like her a lot. Now, we don't actually see how their relationship evolves from this point, but we do know one thing, and that's that they eventually get married and start a family. Moving on to another couple at 100%, we've got Zenitsu and Nezuko. And come on, we all know just how obsessed Zenitsu is with her, right? Like, this guy literally chases her around a room trying to hug her, begs her to marry him every chance he gets, and never misses an opportunity to talk about how amazing she is. Not only that though, but he's always there to protect her, no matter what. And Nezuko, she cares so much about Inosuke as well. Yep, Inosuke. Remember when he came back from a mission after the whole Swordsmith Village incident? Yeah, she literally said to him, "Welcome back, Inosuke." And well, he was not happy about that. Anyway, even if she got his name wrong, she still cares a lot about Zenitsu and thinks he's super kind. Like, if you didn't know, during their recovery training, Zenitsu would sit beside her box and tell her stories about Tanjiro and everything going on, and Nezuko would respond by moving and scratching her box, which basically means she enjoyed listening to Zenitsu's stories. And now that she can walk in the sun and actually talk, Zenitsu once again asked her to marry him, promising to feed her eel and sushi every day. And even though Nezuko just looked at him all flustered, trying to figure out what he even meant, Zenitsu ran around calling her his wife to literally everybody. And eventually, yep, they got married and even started a family. So yeah, Zenitsu's dream actually came true, but a couple whose dream got crushed is of course Akaza and Koyuki, who are obviously at 100%. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, you gotta watch it, because this love story is absolutely heartbreaking. Because after living a rough life and losing his dad, Hakuji, Akaza's human name, was taken in by Keizo, the master of the Soryu Dojo, who trained him in martial arts and had him care for his sick daughter Koyuki. And eventually, Hakuji found happiness again and a reason to live, as he grew super close with Koyuki, and they even fell in love with each other. So once Koyuki recovered, they got engaged. But yeah, love story over, as Koyuki and her father were poisoned, and when Hakuji found out, he snapped and killed the ones responsible, and eventually became the demon we know as Akaza. And even though he lost all his memories about her, they eventually came back during the Infinity Castle fight against Tanjiro and Giyu, with Koyuki telling him he's done enough. So yep, he takes his own life, his spirit returns into his human form, and he cries and apologizes to Koyuki for failing her, with Koyuki welcoming him with open arms as they eventually walk into the afterlife together. Just wow. Now, last but definitely not least, we've got Tengen and his wives at 300% because he's obviously got 3 of them. But how did he even get these 3? Well, in Tengen's clan, it's actually a tradition to have 3 wives, and his wives were already chosen by his father when he was only 15 years old, except for Suma, who actually volunteered to take her sister's place, which is totally understandable. Anyway, all of these guys were ninjas, and they were raised to believe they had to sacrifice their own lives for their missions. But Tengen hated that, so he left the clan with his wives and told them to value their own lives before anything else. And yeah, you can absolutely see how much they all love and care for each other. Like at one point, Tengen kept saying he was going to hell until Makio got mad, Hinetsuru cried, and Suma bit him. So now, after everything they've been through, they ended up living peacefully in the mountains, and eventually Tengen even became a dad. Although we still don't know which wife was the mother, but I think I know who it was. Oh, and fun fact, Makio is actually Tengen's cousin. So, yep, he married his cousin. Anyway, which couple ship do you think is the best? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and watch this video next.